Hey y'all, come on in. So, will people go hungry? Will people starve? What is happening? Food banks are struggling again. I don't know if they ever stop really struggling again with getting the donations that they used to get, whether it be from personal homes or from grocery stores. Will people go hungry because food banks are having a hard time feeling the need of the people who have maybe lost money on their Social Security, don't qualify for food stamps anymore, lost their jobs, and we know a lot of people are losing their jobs. Will people struggle just as much as the food banks are struggling right now? Where is this going? What is happening? Let's dig in and see what they're talking about. So, y'all, please hit that like button and share the video out. They're saying that the shelves at the food bank in Contra Costa and Solano are getting harder to keep stock these days. In fact, nonprofits and programs across the country are feeling the pinch of higher prices linked to tariffs, a financial strain that could limit critical community services. But y'all, before tariffs even hit like they're hitting, I have done stories how the food bank has been struggling since COVID era. So is it getting worse? So they're saying that reciprocal tariffs as low as 15% and as high as 50% for some countries have or are expected to go into effect this year. And they have. American industries and organizations reliant on imported goods will be affected by these increases. This includes food banks and shelters that are expected to feel higher prices for essential supplies because they don't just have food at the food bank. They have all your essential supplies that are donated, or maybe they have funds set aside to go purchase. Now, I do know that when the Trump administration came in, they put a halt to the trucks that were already in process of heading to the food banks. Like they literally stopped the trucks from rolling, and that food went bad. So they say, as well as bulk groceries, medical items, and hygiene products. Those are the things that you can find at a food bank near you, hopefully. Additional funding cuts from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Supplemental Nutrition, SNAP, also known as food stamps, are expected to impact the food-based nonprofit, including those in Contra Costa County. And y'all, honestly, across this nation, food banks are going to be affected. They're going to have higher demand, and they don't have the food there or the other essential supplies there. Why is the high demand? Like I just said, it's going to impact senior citizens. It's going to impact people who are disabled. Maybe their things are getting cut, SSI, etc. All of those things are being cut. So they say this particular food bank in Contra Costa and Solano works to provide essential and emergency food to those in need throughout the county. Rising food costs are affecting the Concord-based food bank's ability to provide enough food for the community. So they're struggling here. What are they saying? I don't know why it just doesn't want to click on, you guys. Hold on. Oh, they're talking about SNAP and food stamps. We've talked about that enough to know that SNAP is being cut. So as part of the bill that was just passed, SNAP had the biggest cut in the history of the program. So it's going to impact the community members who are going to be seeking out food at these food banks. Most people on the program qualify for about $41, which if you're buying groceries, it does not go very far anymore. And now that's even being cut further. Can you imagine having $41 and going into the store and you can barely buy anything with that. Honestly, you really can. You can, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a definite stretch. I've seen people do it, but it's going to be a stretch. Um, they're saying that they're expecting to see more of the community members utilize their services due to those cuts. Also impacted is Medicaid. The community members who rely on programs like SNAP and Medicaid in California are becoming more and more reliant on alternative services and food offerings. So healthcare is also another biggie when things are going to be affected. Because if you're not eating right, you're not feeling right. And then now you can't even go get seen because you can't afford to. I also had a video, some videos. Let's check them.
Are as empty as they are, a lot of times it's how did we get here?
3 days a week, the food bank at the MLK Jr. Community Center in East Central opens its doors, feeding one of the most vulnerable communities in Spokane.
When you really have nothing to give to this community who's dealing with food insecurity is a problem.
These crates normally filled to the brim with food. These shelves also today, one of the first times the center has had to turn away people looking for help.
This is where we are in our community right now, that people need food and we're not able to do it today, you know. Yeah, and we have to turn people away.
Emotions felt in the voice of Frida Gandy, the center's executive director. She tells me partners who stock these shelves haven't been able to deliver enough food as of late, specifically shelf-stable food, canned goods, cereal, boxed mac and cheese.
All I have is rice and beans. It's pretty much it.
And with summer upon us, families need to feed their kids more than ever. Rice and beans, well, that won't cut it.
It's hard to see families with children not having access to food.
For anybody who's wondering how the food pantry went yesterday, it was my first time going to a food pantry ever. I do get EBT food stamps. I do work a full-time job. And what I took was I took my EBT letter just in case. They didn't ask for any verification. All they had me fill out was a simple one-page application. It asked for my name and my address. That was it. She didn't ask to see my ID. She didn't ask for a lease. She didn't ask to verify my income, my food stamps, nothing. I do live in a small town in Alabama. It's only 6,000 residents where I live. For the people who were saying like they had to fill out an application or they were nervous about that or they didn't go back, you better go get your free food. Now, every food pantry is different from what I understand. So a lot of people were saying this was a really good pickup. Like gave me a lot of good stuff, but anything helps. Like I was just expecting some canned goods, honestly, but the other like sweets I got and stuff like that, I'm grateful. I hope this helps somebody. Good luck, you guys. Let's help each other survive this recession. For anybody who's wondering how the food.
You know what I think should be normalized? Going to the food pantry when you need a little bit of help. We got this whole box from a food pantry, and I'm going to show you what we got. We got a bag of potatoes. Oh, we got 4 of these blackberry Dr. Peppers. Nice. I've actually never tried that flavor.
I have been seeing so many people do food bank hauls. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I don't mind seeing the ones that are letting people know how they can get them in case they need it. But I don't know how I feel about a food bank haul. But I mean, to each his own. I'm not judging it because if you need it, you need it. I just remember growing up and my mom having to use the food bank. That just wasn't something that she announced to everybody. Maybe it was a pride thing or, because she was working, but she had 4 girls and we were living in a project. So we were definitely struggling. I don't know. It's a new generation. It's a new generation.
And I do like Dr. Pepper. These are lemon raspberry muffins. These look so freaking good. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, so good. We got some of these chow mein hot chili noodles, ramen noodles. We got a ton of these chili ramen noodles. They also gave us a ton of these like hot and spicy vegetable ramen noodles, 2 boxes of honey nut O's, a bunch of applesauce pouches. Ooh, okay. This is from Costco. This is a yakisoba chicken stir fry. I'm so excited for this. Like literally so excited for this. I love anything pasta. But yakisoba, I'm excited.
So I have a lot of comments like this one on a lot of my videos, not just the first one, and I wanted to address it. These comments actually make me want to cry because I know food pantries are volunteer people and it hurts me, but like sometimes they don't pay attention to the food they're giving out people and it will make them sick and it'll do like the opposite of what they're trying to do. But I wanted to address this because I wanted the new poor people, new low budget people not to be scared of these things because there's so many of these comments.
If your food pantry sucks, you're not alone. The key is to find a mobile food pantry. That's where the good stuff is. Mobile pantries pull up with food that's actually fresh. And not the stuff that's been sitting on the shelves forever. So the first thing you need to do is go to feedingamerica.org and click mobile pantry schedule. A lot of states post updates weekly. If that don't work for you, try calling 211. When you call, you want to ask for mobile pantry listings in your area. They'll give you dates and times. Also, check your local churches and community centers. I personally go to a local church. A lot of them host mobile pantries once a month. We got to normalize needing and receiving help. There's nothing embarrassing about it. I may not be starved, but I'm still hungry. And so are millions of others who could benefit from this. And these pantries help families like mine stretch our budget. They're for anyone who needs a little push. So don't forget feedingamerica.org, 211, and your local churches and community centers. You're looking for mobile pantries. Save this video so you can remember how to find a good pantry, and share this video so we can help another person.
More and more people are definitely in need of services from the food pantry, from the health department. I know growing up, the health department was our doctor. We didn't have a doctor. That's how bad we had it. But there are some people who do take advantage of it. Not saying that that's what she's doing, but she is providing information and phone numbers. So if you want to rewind it, you know, and play it back so you can get those numbers, definitely do that. But even people who are working need help because honestly, the pay does not match the cost of living. And it is very, very hard. So it's not just people who are unemployed, who don't want to work, who all these other things and excuses that people say. It's hardworking people that are just still struggling because everything costs so much. The cost of everything is just ridiculous, whether it's your water, your lights, you name it. Unexpected medical bills, car insurance, all of those things. And they're saying health insurance is going to go up in 2026. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, my balance disappeared on my EBT card. I am at the register. Did this happen to?
This right here is what I was talking about in my video 3 weeks ago where I caught so much flack. Look at those buggies. Piled full. A couple $1,000 worth of stuff, probably. At least $1,000 worth of groceries. On the EBT. I work 50 hours a week. My wife works. And we sometimes go without eating so our kids can eat. And you got these people out here complaining because they can't get their free food that us taxpayers are paying for. I have never bought that many groceries in my life. Ever. And they're complaining. They don't work. Well, maybe they do work. I don't know. How are they getting this much? How are you getting that?
First of all, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's the judgment for me. It's the judgment for me because we don't know. Now, there are some people we do know that don't work, don't want to work, say they ain't going to ever work because that's what they're going to get. But there are people who do work, like he work, his wife work. Maybe they should go and try to apply if they stretching food out to the point of they're not eating so their kids can eat, and see if they even qualify for it. I mean, like you said, you're paying for it. I'm just saying, you don't know if that woman in that video is working or not working. Maybe get in her comments and ask her how she get it so you can try to get it too. I don't know. It's struggling. It's a struggle out here, and people are like really going hard because they're like, I can't get none. How in the world you get some? So, you know, yeah, I don't know if I would be reporting it if I did, but yeah, I don't know how people do it either. So if I knew, maybe I'd try too, but no, I wouldn't. But back in the day, I used to get them, but then I was working too. So I don't know. Things changed though. That was like many, many moons ago. Like I think I was in my 20s, early 30s, maybe.
If you from the DMV area, especially Germany.
You can't steal food that's being given away for free. And trying to shame somebody for feeding their family is a little ridiculous. Find something else to worry about. Like and follow. You can't steal food.
I guess people was giving her slack. It says, I think a person stealing food from a pantry because it fits their budget is a little worse. And then someone says, there's no shame in utilizing food pantries to help with food costs so you can pay your other living expenses. That is exactly how they are intended to be used. They are to help you make ends meet and stretch your family budget to help prevent you from losing your home vehicle or utilities being turned off, or so you can pay medical bills or buy school supplies for your kids. It's not stealing. So I'm gonna end it here. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about it. About the whole food bank struggling to get donations, yet you have grocery stores throwing stuff away. Like if a storm hit and the power go out, they immediately throw it away. Well, it's still good if you just get rid of it right then and take it directly to the food pantry. It is fine. But to just throw it out and let it go to waste is crazy. You know, it's a lot of people starving right now. And then how do you feel about the people, you know, getting food stamps or going to the food bank, even though they do get food stamps? I mean, some people only get $30 worth of food stamps, and then they go to the food bank to supplement that out until they get their next Social Security check. And I'm speaking of elderly people because I know some that this has happened to, my mom being one, and then some of her friends as well, just not having enough. And then they would cut their Social Security checks down, and it's like, or cut their food stamps down rather, from $30 to $15. Like, I know they old, but they still need to eat too. So I don't know. This world is just really weird, but I wanted to bring this to y'all attention because a lot of people are struggling to eat right now. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of making a grocery list. I get that when I'm saying stock up and stuff like that. I'm like, girl, not everybody can afford to go stock up right now. Not everybody can afford to write down a list of things that they need because they can do it, but can they afford to get it? Because prices are not getting any lower. You may catch a sale here or there, or use your card at a grocery store that might get you some discounts there, but how far does it really stretch? So y'all, let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care. Don't forget to hit that like button.